Hi everybody, it's Mr. Gray here. Thank you again for another fantastic week. I have some announcements to go over first. If you didn't get a chance to talk to your kids, on Wednesday earlier this week, we had a Read Across America Day. The kids got to take the whole day to wear their pajamas and sit on blankets and have stuffed animals and read. It was a really fun day. I think the kids really, really liked it. And so that's something to look forward to next year. It'll happen again. I was looking at the schedule yesterday, and we are just now 2/3 of the way done to the school year. So Thursday, March 6th, was the 120th day of school. So it's exactly 2/3 of the way through the school year. And the last third is going to fly by. It's not going to feel like a third of the school year. It's going to feel like a 10th of the school year. We only have a few weeks until spring break. And then after spring break, there's open house in April. There is state testing in early May. And then the school year ends the first week of June. So it's going to go really, really fast. We have a lot of fun things coming. As always, you can let me know about questions, but I just wanted to kind of frame what's coming up in the next few weeks because believe it or not, we're getting to the end really fast. It will come really, really fast. So things coming up next week. We want to do the mile run test one more time. All the physical fitness testing needs to be done, not next week, but the week after. And we'd like to do that one more time. We were going to do it a second time earlier this week, but they were painting the lines on the jogathon. So our mile course got interrupted, so we couldn't do it, which is okay. We're just going to do it next week. I don't know exactly what day we're going to do it. It looks like there's going to be rain most of the week next week. So if it's not rain on Monday, we might just go out there and do it on Monday. So I would like to be able to give you a definite day so kids can bring an extra pair of shoes or a running tire, but we might just have to do it whenever we can. So I think on Monday we'll try to run the mile at some point during the day if it's dry. So just keep that in mind. Maybe kids could wear appropriate clothes for that. And then if we don't do it on Monday, I'll try to tell the kids to do it, to bring clothes another day. Speaking of the rain, the jogathon is not today, obviously, that you're watching this, but it's got moved to Friday, March 21st. So that's, again, another day to wear athletic clothes. We'll be out early in the morning to run for half an hour. The kids will run for 30 minutes. It'll be great. There is a community art contest happening. If you are involved in that, there's a link on the updates page. And on the email, you have to submit by March 28th. Irvine Junior Games registration is happening right now. The event is actually on Sunday, May 4th. It's a fantastic event. I know some kids have already signed up. So if your student is not sure, ask around the classroom to see if any of their friends are there. It's much more than just like that event. I don't have to be great at the event. I don't have to be good at the event. I just want to try it out, and that's totally fine because it's more about being with the school and hanging out with friends and having a really great day. Guys Night is Wednesday, April 9th. So that's like the first week back. You should hear from PTA about that in the next couple weeks. And then I put on the schedule, open house is April 24th, and that is going to come up pretty quick, even though it seems like it's almost 2 months away. So that's what's going on. Like, that's the big picture. As far as reading goes, the next couple weeks, we're kind of finishing up our historical fiction time, and then we'll move on after spring break. The kids are reading their own American Revolution or World War II historical fiction books. They can take the work they have either already done in their groups, or they read Esperanza Rising earlier, so they could take the information from that. Some of the work and quotes they have already gathered from any of those books. They're reading maybe a new American Revolution or historical fiction World War II book, and they have to make a reader's notebook page where they are comparing different elements of those: characters, theme, conflict, and so they're putting all that information together. They have much longer than they only have like 1 week to do it. Now they have about a little more than 2 weeks to do it. And that is so they have time to read extra books. Maybe they're reading an extra 1 or 2 books to do this. And also they just get some time to think about what they want to focus on. So they can meet with me. It's not due until Friday, March 21st. That gives them lots of time to work on it in class. And so hopefully they're communicating with me about what they want to do at that point. I'm going to finish I Survived the American Revolution, the book I'm reading out loud. And then we might move on to another book next week or the week after. In writing, the kids are working on their information book. So they're working on the digital version, which they are making in a Google Slides template. But in order to make it print out like an actual book, they have a lot to kind of manage because the pages aren't really linear. They're based on how the book prints out. So they're kind of trying to manage that and also manage the information that they're putting in, and they're getting like media. They have to have a hand-drawn section. So there's a lot of things that they are doing to put these books together. So it's going to take a little while, and I'm going to be showing them different things about what can be included or should be included. But you can always check in on how they're doing for those over the next couple weeks. In math, we're going to start our next unit, which is volume. And the kids are going to start by talking about the area of irregular polygons, and then also like taking that knowledge and determining the volume, the area of irregular polygons. Yes. And then moving on to the volume of irregular prisms. We'll try to get into both those next week. In social studies, the kids are finishing up their own personal Declaration of Independence. We're going to actually go outside and declare our independence one day. That's going to be determined both by like the finishing and the rain. We're still studying states and capitals. At some point after spring break, we'll take a states and capitals test. The kids are doing that. And then also we're going to take a couple weeks before spring break, and then probably right after, to talk about the most important battles of the American Revolution. And the kids are going to be doing a couple things. We're going to be looking at all the battles on a map to kind of understand geographically what's happening. And then also they're going to be taking this book that's called Fortunately by Remy Charlep. And it's just this little like short poem. And it says like, fortunately this happens, unfortunately this happens, fortunately this happens, unfortunately this happens. So as we are working and studying the battles, we're going to kind of write the book, the fortunately version of the American Revolution. And they're going to say, fortunately this happened, unfortunately this happened. And so they're using that book as like a template for their own kind of hand-drawn book, which will make into an actual hardcover little book. So that'll be really fun. In Science Hub, they will see Mrs. DeMarco, and we're also going to take some time to look at how humans protect and preserve water. We'll see our buddies next week. The kids are doing their chit chats next week. And then, of course, we're going to finish up physical fitness testing. So there is a lot happening as usual. If you have any questions, let me know. I know report cards are coming out soon. Spring conferences are not next week, but the week after, the 17th through the 21st. And all of the days of school that week, March 17th through March 21st, are early dismissal days. They all get out at 1:05 that day. So that's it for this week. I hope you have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.